Tzu Chi Long Island Teenagers Orchestra, together with the local volunteers, delivered meals to a nursing home. Dr. Du Yingji operates a nursing home that takes in 54 disabled residents. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. In the United States, due to the epidemic, many people in New York have lost their jobs. Tzu Chi volunteers work together with a community organization to distribute food to residents in need.
The chef is cooking fresh vegetables. A restaurant owned by a Chinese person has been commissioned to prepare lunchboxes for a nursing house.
I'm very willing to do this since we are helping the community. Many of our customers are switching to a vegetarian diet. We have these vegetarian ingredients, therefore basically this is not complicated for us.
The parents and volunteers from Tzu Chi Long Island Teenagers Orchestra have made donations and delivered hot food.
I think sometimes when we do something for the community, we will feel good about it.
The seniors here are low income, so they really need people's help. We do our best to provide them with food.
Besides the seniors, community residents also need food.
We distribute our instant rice and instant noodles. We have a total of 30 volunteers, and we will give out at least 200 sets of food for residents in Brooklyn.
As the volunteers give out packs of vegetables and fruit, they also promote vegetarianism.
We need everyone to pray together and protect the beautiful environment of the earth. You can embrace vegetarianism for 60 days.
They are distributing vegetarian food. Recently, it has been inconvenient to buy food. In my community, there is a Dharma master who is vegetarian. I will share the food with him.
Many people in New York have lost their jobs. In this community, many people are without legal status. They cannot receive the government's aid, so we distribute food to them.
As the volunteers deliver food, they also provide love and care.
The restrictions on epidemic prevention in the Philippines have been lifted. In Makati, Manila, the outdoor market is allowed to open 1 day a week. Vendors took precautions to attract customers so that they could start doing business to make a living.
Because of this pandemic, they became more aware of their health. Eating plant-based food is better. It gives you more strength and immunity than having to eat meat all the time.
In the post-pandemic era in the Philippines, the outdoor market in Makati, Manila, opened 7 hours from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday.
We started 4 weeks ago with only 60 vendors, and now we've been slowly adding, and now we're up to about 100. But we're still doing, of course, social distancing.
Anti-epidemic measures like taking body temperature and sanitizing with alcohol are strictly enforced at the entrance. Also, the total number of people is limited to less than 150. Vendors tie ropes around the stall, wear masks, face shields and gloves, and avoid direct contact with consumers when receiving payment.
Doing these precautions, it gives them confidence to buy that what they're buying is safe for them.
You get stuck at home. You can't just look out in the window. People have to, move and life moves on. You just have to take the risk.
Many have found that there are more stores specializing in vegetables and fruits, as well as organic cooked food when compared to before the pandemic outbreak.
One day, we just decided to have organic meals, and then we serve between 15 to 20 kinds of plant-based vegetarian meals. We get it from our organic farmers, and then weekly we sell it. And then we try to do it the best we can by cooking it with no MSG, no extenders.
The new anti-epidemic lifestyle comprises of healthy eating, which is a new awakening brought by the virus.
The COVID-19 outbreak has led to an economic downturn in Malaysia, resulting in a wave of unemployment. In this phase of this pandemic, economist Dr. Cheng Hak Kun believes that it's necessary for people to make self-adjustment to face lifestyle changes, and charity organizations can provide financial assistance and care to those in need.
The global economy has been severely impacted by the novel coronavirus pandemic and has fallen into stagnation. Many small and medium-sized enterprises, established brands, chain stores, restaurants, leisure and entertainment industries are closed. According to the report by the Department of Statistics Malaysia official portal, nearly 780,000 people were unemployed in April, with an unemployment rate of 5%, which is the highest in the past 30 years. Since March, the Malaysian government has introduced various bailout policies in stages, including a half-year delay of loan repayment by individuals as well as small and medium enterprises.
At this moment, we all have some money in hand and would feel good to spend it. But after 6 months, the situation may be different. The loan is to be repaid and there's not enough money, the company may start to lay off staff. Then there will be a wave of layoffs amongst companies. What I worry most is the cash flow of our country. From the data, the cash flow of the country is still plenty now. But if we keep on spending money while the income continues to decrease, the money will be used up someday. Then problems may arise.
Facing the economic recovery after the pandemic and also the views of personal finance and consumption, how should people adapt to the new norm?
The lifestyle of many people has changed. People are used to go shopping in supermarkets. However, because of the movement restriction order, buying things online becomes a new norm. And there are many conditions when purchasing online. But what I found the good thing is that many people in Malaysia have accepted this new thought.
During this pandemic, many charity organizations in society have shown the spirit of helping each other, reaching out to help those in need to pass through the difficult time.
Of course, during this period, the role of charity organization is even more important. We have to consider two things, that is to provide the public with cash flow and confidence. As we give people subsidies, we also need to teach them how to be self-reliant, which is the most important thing. Provide some training to help them take a step. Once a step is taken, the problem of cash flow will be solved, so confidence and cash flow normally goes with each other.
During this pandemic, we should help and love each other to survive this economic crisis together.
In Malaysia, a family of 4 is facing difficulties due to the movement restriction order. The father has dialysis and the mother has to go out to work. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers provided them with the emergency subsidies and arranged for the father to receive dialysis treatment in order to reduce the burden of the family.
Yin Nan is a Myanmar Chinese married to a Malaysian. A family of 4 had a simple life in Malaysia originally. Yet her husband Tan Ban Nin's kidney deteriorated. Then everything was changed. The host of the family got sick. She needs to bear the living and medical expenses of her 2 kids and the husband alone. Relying on 2 odd jobs, Yan Nin earned just about enough to make a living. Yet, it is unexpected that there is an epidemic. In order to control the epidemic situation, Malaysian government implemented a movement restriction order. Yin Nan cannot go out to work and the financial status of her family fall into difficulties.
Because all are stopped. If you work, you have money to buy food. Otherwise, you have nothing to eat if you have no job. You even have no money to save.
The teachers of her children reported her case to Tzu Chi, so Tzu Chi volunteers in blue and white uniform went to visit this family. Tzu Chi provides them with emergency subsidy and other things according to their needs in time.
At the beginning, Tzu Chi awarded the children issued scholarship. Later, we learned that their father was sick. We arranged him to have kidney dialysis. We also provided them with living subsidy and applied Tzu Chi's after-school class for the children. Then we gradually gave them spiritual guidance. First, we took care of their physical health. Second, we gave them a comfortable environment to stay. Last, we provided them with spiritual comfort to help them combat this disease.
I feel like there was a stone in my body before, but now it has disappeared. I feel suddenly relieved.
I hope my eyes can be cured and my legs can walk. I want to go to work and let her take care of the kids. I, as a man, should take up the responsibility.
The financial problems arising from the pandemic have impacted many disadvantaged families. Volunteers in blue and white uniform provide timely assistance, easing some of the economic difficulties. It is believed that the difficult days will end eventually.
In Gelang Patah, Johor Bahru, Malaysia, piles of garbage can be seen outside the houses due to the floods. Tzu Chi volunteers were concerned about the conditions of the flood survivors, so they brought Jingsi multi-purpose folding beds to the families in need.
Stepping on the planks covering standing water, Tzu Chi volunteers bring Jingsi folding beds to affected residents so they don't have to sleep on the ground.
The design of this Jingsi folding bed looks plain, but when I sat down to experience it myself, it's really strong and the quality is good. It's very flexible and easy to fold and store. It doesn't take up space. It's very comfortable to lie down on it.
During the epidemic, severe floods were encountered again, leaving poor families to silently suffer.
Now we can only afford half of the food we need. My husband wants to go to work, but he can't yet. Now we have another flood. He needs to clean our home and repair the house, and we deal with water supply issues, as sometimes I only eat one meal a day.
Fortunately, the Jingsi folding bed was delivered to the family in time so that they don't have to sleep on the cold floor at night.
Thank you, God, for sending this Jingsi folding bed and letting us have a bed to sleep on at night. The floor is wet. Sometimes I get awakened at night by the wet clothes. I'm very happy with this bed.
The well-designed Jingsi folding bed also brings extra convenience to the elderly in this disaster area.
It is not difficult to get up and out of bed. I just grab here and I can get up. It's like a handrail. It is even okay to sleep on this bed without mattress. I feel very comfortable when lying on it.
Warmth and compassion has emerged after the disaster, making life a little less difficult for these poor families.
Dr. Tu Yingji, with the support of his family, has operated a nursing home that takes in 54 disabled residents. They treat the nursing residents as if they are part of their family. Here's more.
Their caregivers make sure the nursing home residents get out of bed to do some outdoor activities every day. 40-year-old Ming Wei had been bedridden more than 10 years ago. Now he can talk with people and go to the restroom by himself.
I was exhausted. I got into a car accident and had to be wheelchair bound for half a year. Fortunately, they are very kind. I'm very grateful.
Many of the nursing home residents are old and their parents have passed away. Jianan is their home right now.
We bring them to do good deeds. He can accumulate merits and have a better life. They're from Jianan. They come to visit you on major holidays.
They share the extra food and supply with underprivileged people. Dr. Du's son is the nursing home CEO. He accompanies the nursing home residents to do good deeds, and they're like a family.
In the beginning, we designed a place with the concept of home. My home is also built inside the nursing home. These residents are like our family. I joined the staff to take care of them.
As the nursing home has become too crowded, the new nursing home has been under construction with donated funds for more than 10 years. Dr. Du's family has shouldered the responsibilities to ensure nursing home residents can live happily.
In Taiwan, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital's renovation project requires the use of 20,000 interlocking bricks. During the preparation, volunteers moved the interlocking bricks from Tzu Chi Xizhi grounds to Tzu Chi Neihu grounds to clean. 100 volunteers worked together to complete this mission.
Under the sun at Tzu Chi grounds, 100 volunteers gathered to clean the interlocking bricks.
The cement on the 5th floor balcony at Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital has fallen off. We need to repair it. We need about 20,000 interlocking bricks. We'll move the interlocking bricks from the Jingsa Hall, which is under construction at Tzu Chi Xizhi grounds, to here.
The stacker transports the interlocking bricks. The male volunteers pass on the bricks while the female volunteers wash them. While they're from different districts, they work in harmony.
Although it is hard work, when you see so many people working together, you do not feel tired. Instead, you will feel the Dharma joy.
Usually we do not do such laborious work. Instead, we do office work, which seems to be more important. However, after moving the interlocking bricks today, I realized that this kind of work is not easy.
The washing area happens to be near an ant nest. Volunteers work carefully so they won't hurt the ants.
The master has taught us to protect living beings, so we stop them from coming to our area. We tell them, you sit at home because we are cleaning the bricks.
Volunteers are expected to clean 30,000 interlocking bricks in 3 days. Recycling and reusing bricks is another way to save resources.
Relying on the petrochemical industry for economic success in the early days, Taiwan was once known as the Plastic Kingdom. However, Taiwan's plastic reduction policy started in 2002 and has been steadily moving forward for the past 18 years. However, the key to reducing plastic waste depends on consumer attitudes. Follow a report as we learn more.
We hope that by 2030, we can significantly reduce the one-time use of plastic products.
As early as 2002, Taiwan issued a restricted use of shopping plastic bag law that calls upon government agencies, schools, department stores, and fast food chains. If one wants to use plastic bags, you have to pay for it.
After restricting the use of plastic bags for shopping in 2002, we estimated that there would be a reduction of 2 to 2.5 billion plastic bags.
Subsequently, by 2019, the EPA stepped up its efforts to prohibit large-scale chain restaurants from providing disposable plastic straws.
We don't want a 100% ban on plastics, as there should be some plastic items in our economy, circulating and recycling. But for one-time use products, we are very opposed.
一次用的商品那是非常的反对的。
车上都会放这个，车上放这个还蛮重要的，就是如果在。
It's important to bring this reusable cup in case we need to drink water.
Cai Zihui, a person who believes in environmental protection, and she insists on buying vegetables in a traditional market. This helps prevent excessive packaging.
In fact, there's a lot here. Many large supermarkets use a lot of packaging, which have to be discarded later. This means that every time you buy food, you have to discard a lot of garbage.
When buying groceries, she brings a container, which is standard practice for those that practice environmental protection. When walking into Tsai's house and looking around, one can't see any plastic products in the house. Whatever she needs, she makes for herself.
I wasn't accustomed to living in an old house. At first, I didn't even know how to nail anything, and I worried things would collapse. And there were also lots of insects and small animals.
Asked about her commitment to plastic reduction, she said that she basically never eats out because she has observed lots of plastic waste from food packaging.
After eating this way, I saw a very big change, as the amount of garbage related to this was about 70 to 80%.
Cai Zihui eventually started farming, and she is about half self-sufficient. She said that urban life is not conducive to environmental protection. To do something like her, a suitable environment is needed, so she quit her job gave up urban life and moved to Miaoli together.
Usually after going to the toilet, we usually add wood chips or rice bran. Wood chips are actually more fragrant.
A dry toilet doesn't need tap water and detergent. After graduating, Tzu Chi worked in a real estate company. She was successful as both a top salesperson and someone doing market research for a construction company. Although she earned lots of money, her heart began to feel more and more empty.
A house is a home, and I didn't want to use it as a commodity or something to make profits or a type of investment. Some even wanted residents that can easily transact it, while others lacked the stability, as it shouldn't be a tool for leverage.
Eventually, Tai and her family retreated to a more natural environment. Now in her world, environmental protection is no longer something where she feels moral pressure. It's an everyday sustainable aesthetic.
In June every year, Tzu Chi volunteers from all over the world will return to Taiwan for the Tzu Chi 4-in-1 camp for team leaders. This year, due to the pandemic, it was changed into a 2-day online training. In Myanmar, more than 120 volunteers participated in this training at the Myanmar Liaison Office. Let's take a look.
Everyone wears a mask to go into the new office of the Myanmar Liaison Office. This is the first time after the pandemic for so many people to gather together at the same time, because everyone does not want to miss the rare online learning of Dharma teachings together.
I'm very happy to be able to learn Dharma teachings online by making good use of the technology during the epidemic. This reduces our cost of returning to Taiwan and our preparation. Yet we can still get experience from volunteers in various countries.
Although there is an hour-and-a-half time difference between Myanmar and Taiwan, everyone can meet simultaneously through the internet. Two translation volunteers turn all the sharing into Burmese, so everyone can have fruitful learning.
The number of certified volunteers in Jordan has increased from 4 at the beginning to many now. Seeing their hard work, I found there is still much room for improvement in Myanmar.
As teenagers, although we have the right to make mistakes, if we want to become a cultivated person, we should get rid of the habit of being lazy. Try to follow the footsteps of Master Zhen Yan and do good deeds with other Tzu Chi volunteers, making this world a better place.
Not only Yangon volunteers joined the Dharma teaching this time, but also many other team leaders in rural areas arrived at the office one day in advance.
After listening to the story, a volunteer promoted vegetarianism to his children. I'll use it to strengthen the villagers' motivation to go meatless when I go back.
Taking notes immediately to learn the charity experience from volunteers of other countries, Myanmar volunteers will strive their best to light up many dark corners in society.
Tzu Chi's Seattle branch collaborated with a local NGO to host an event for the families of the physically and mentally challenged. They also collected aid supplies to assist those families during the pandemic. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.